Hey polish fans, it's Caroline again and welcome to another video here at Wild Wind Lacquer. In today's video we are doing another part of my winter rack. At this point I think it's part 4, but I could be mistaken. So we're going to look at our blues this time. This first one is from Polish. And just as a side note, if you're wondering why I have some upside down, those are the ones that I've actually managed to wear so far. So the first one is from Polish, and this one is called Glass Cabinet. And this one is a very, very soft color. It's actually even softer on the nail than it was in the bottle. What? You want to try to be up here? Okay. Yeah, I see you, baby girl. So in the bottle, it is a very, very soft, dusty shade of blue. It is loaded with iridescent flakies. And like I said, it does end up being even lighter on the nail. Here it is in 3 coats. As you can see, it is a very, very pale blue. Willa's joined us in case you didn't see her up there before. She has been getting very, very chatty if I have her in the room, even if she's been in here for like a couple of hours. At the minute I have the camera on and I'm chatting, she thinks that I'm talking to her and wants to be included. And in any case, this is a very light, almost like Cinderella blue, very soft and delicate. That's why I thought it'd be perfect for winter. Like I said, it did end up being even lighter than I anticipated it being from the bottle. And as you can see, it is a bit sheer still. So if you have an obviously visible nail line, you might want to pair this over a blurring base coat or perhaps wear this over a matching undie color. But there it is on the nail. So that first one for our light blues was Polish Glass Cabinet. The next one is also a very light soft blue, this time from China Glaze. This one is called Pearl Jammin', and I've had this one for a while and I really want to get it on my nails. It's one of those polishes that every time I saw a swatch picture of this, I had to know what polish it was. It is this very, very soft, delicate blue polish, but look at that glow. That is really what sold me on this polish. It is absolutely gorgeous and very strong against this delicate blue base. As you can see on the nail, it is very noticeable on the nail. So here it is on our nail wheel in 3 coats. As you can see, you still see that beautiful glow on there. Such a beautiful combination. I think that glow reminds me of light bouncing off of fresh snow, and this light shade of blue is very wintry to me. You want it down, Pumpkin? What are you doing? Yeah. What you doing? So that one was China Glaze, Pearl Jammin'. The next one is actually an even lighter shade of blue. It definitely has a pinch of green to it, but this one is another China Glaze, and this one is called Chillin' in Symphonyville. This one came out in the Trolls World Tour collection, and this one actually dries to a matte finish. What I really liked about this one is that matte finish and the shimmer that's in here. So again, you have a beautiful soft duck egg blue, and then look at that shimmer. It is a really beautiful blue to pink. And I love it against this base, although if you didn't like the matte finish in this color, you could always put a glossy top coat over it. But here it is in 3 coats with no glossy top coat. I mean, look how beautiful that is. Very wintry and icy. Very unique to my collection as well. I, again, love the shimmer in this one. It sort of glows, especially in that matte finish. Really, really like this one. This is another that I think I want on my short list of ones that I want to get on my nails. I really need more fingers and toes, you guys. So that was China Glaze, Chill in Symphonyville. We are sticking with our mainstreams. The next one is OPI. This one is called Blue Moon Lagoon. Now, if you watched my unboxing of the mystery box that I got on Facebook Marketplace of mainstream and salon brands, this was in there. And I was really happy to see that because look at that hollow. This is beautiful. So again, you have sort of a green leaning blue base and it is jammed with hollow. This is really a unique finish to me to see from OPI. They seem to focus mostly on their creams with sometimes a glitter or a shimmer, but this holographic formula is really, really beautiful from them. I would love to see more. This is it in 3 coats. As you can see on the nail, it's got that pinch of green to it. But that flare, you guys, that flare is incredible. I have a handful of these hollow formulas from OPI now, mostly thanks to that mystery box, and they are dazzling. So really happy to have that one. I think that's another beautiful one for winter because of that gorgeous hollow in this sort of an icy blue-green base. So that was OPI's Blue Moon Lagoon. Next up is kind of a darker shade, at least in the bottle, but the reason this is on the rack is that I saw swatches of it and this one really spoke to me, so I wanted it on my nails sooner rather than later. This one is from Ethereal and it is Something in the Wind. And just look at that glow from that shimmer. This is a beautiful teal jelly base, and that shimmer, you guys, is why this is on my rack. This is like a super amped up version of that shimmer that I was talking about that sort of reminds me of sunlight bouncing off of fresh snow. This is a larger particle, but you do get that really intense, strong, warm shift across the face of the bottle. And then look at that electric green, and you've got gold as well. This one is amazing. Here it is on the wheel in 3 coats. I think the shimmer is one of those things that is better to see in natural lighting, but I'll do my best to show it off in this studio setting. But just look at that glow. All of that beautiful shimmer is just amazing in this base. So that was Ethereal, Something in the Wind. The next polish is from Different Dimension, and this one is called Topaz in a Bottle. This one actually came to me in a mystery box as well, a different one. This one I found on the Facebook Nearly No Rules nail polish group. And this is another one that has really beautiful hollow and an intense shimmer. You've got that really bold pop of pink across the face, and that beautiful base is just loaded with hollow. Now on camera, I feel that this is coming off a lot more of like a deep turquoise blue. In person, it's a more delicate light shade that is another sort of green leaning blue. Again, the combination of rainbows in this one is just amazing. Here it is on the nail in 2 coats. This one did have a more opaque formula than the other ones that we've looked at. Again, that shimmer is super strong on the nail, as is the holographic flame. So you get loads of rainbows, loads of shifts. It is just beautiful. So that was Different Dimension, Topaz in a Bottle. The next one is from Swamp Gloss. This one is called Moon Boots Lookin' Good. Now this one did come to me in a mystery advent calendar. Hopefully by now everyone has already unboxed theirs, so I don't need to put spoilers on any that I have in my seasonal rack. But this is a really beautiful polish, very unique as well. This one sort of reminds me of Cert candies, and you have this very light blue base, almost an off-white, and then you have this fun glitter mix of cobalt blues, some light matte blue glitters, and then you have these green metallic flakies in there. I think this is very fun and wintry. Here it is on the nail. I did only do 2 coats for this one. I think if you wanted it to be fully opaque, I would do 3, but I really liked the look that this gave in 2 coats. Although I could see me wanting to wear this maybe in 2 coats over a white or a very, very light blue to give myself more opacity, but again, such a fun combination. So that was Swamp Gloss, Moon Boots Lookin' Good. The next one is another China Glaze. I have a lot of China Glaze on my winter rack, you guys. This one is called Deliciously Wicked, and this one came out in the Grinch collection a few years ago. This one also came to me in a mystery box. I got quite a few from this collection in that box. This one is another beautiful soft shade of blue. Again, it's icier than I feel like it's coming across on camera, but what I really liked about this shade for winter is all of the sparkly holographic glitters that you have in here. They just twinkle away with a bunch of rainbows. There's also some other glitter components that are not hollow. I think they are like a silver metallic in there. So you've got a couple of different kinds of glitter adding a very pretty sparkly look to the nail. Here it is in 2 coats. I did leave this one in 2 coats as well. While I can still sort of see through in certain areas, I was happy with it in 2 because of how much glitter I got out. And I think if you were to have this on your nails, you'd be a little bit distracted by all of the sparkles. So I left it in 2. But again, you've got loads of sparkles, all of the different glitters, adding twinkles and rainbows. So that one was China Glaze, Deliciously Wicked. The next one is from 77 Nail Lacquer. This one is called Dakota. This one came out in Polish Pickup for November 2020, and this is a perfect one for winter. You have this light, almost dusty shade of blue, and it's got bar glitters in it. These ones are iridescent, and I love them in this light, almost cornflower blue base, plus you have a pink shimmer. This is another one that I think is just perfect for winter. It just says icy and snow to me with those iridescent bar glitters. Very, very fun. Here it is in 3 coats. This one definitely had a squishy formula, so if you wanted it to be super opaque, you might want to wear this over a blurring base coat as well. But look at how fun that looks with all of the bar glitters spread out across the nail. I think that one is very, very fun. So that was 77 Nail Lacquers Dakota. The next one comes from Bee's Knees Lacquer. This one is called An Act of Love, and this is a stunning polish. You guys have probably heard me say it many, many times if you are not new to my channel, that Bee's Knees Lacquer has been one of my favorite brands for many, many years. I will definitely be sad to see them go after their final launch in January, but this one is a stunning shade. It's actually kind of hard to describe because on camera it's pulling cornflower blue, but in person it has more purple to it. So this is going to be one of those shades that really changes colors depending on lighting, depending on skin tone, depending on quite a lot of things. But look at that glow. Holy moly. That is like a multi-chromatic shimmer in there. I'm seeing blues and greens very, very intensely, purples at other angles. Another component that this has that I absolutely adore is those holographic flakies. You'll hear me say that every single time they come up. I cannot get enough of them. They look just beautiful on the nail. So here is that Bee's Knees Lacquer in 3 coats. This one I would classify as being between a 2 to 3 coater. It just depends on how you apply it and how visible your nail line is. But look at that glow. Wow. This one is beautiful. So it's got more of a cool shimmer compared to some of the other shimmers that we've seen so far, but I thought that that added to the beautiful icy look to the nail. So I really, really like this one for this season. I really want to get this one on my nails as well. I mean, look at that. You're almost getting a linear rainbow. I don't know if you can see that, but it's incredible. So that was Bee's Knees Lacquer, An Act of Love. Next up is another holo. This one is by SV and it is Periwinkle Sprinkles. This one had to make it to my winter list because A, it's a gorgeous holographic, and B, it is periwinkle, and I have been really wanting to get more periwinkle on my nails. It seems like I don't wear it as often as I would like, but it was the color of the year for 2022. I actually haven't checked to see what the color for 2023 is, but I guess I'll have to get on that pretty soon. But this one has a gorgeous linear flare to it. It is a bit more translucent than I was thinking, but that does let that holo shine through beautifully. Here it is in 3 coats. Look at that holo flame. Beautiful rainbow that you get. This is a gorgeous color as well. It is definitely on the more blue side of the periwinkles, but it does have that pinch of purple. I thought that this color would look absolutely gorgeous for the winter season. So that one was by SV. Periwinkle Sprinkles. The next one is one that I've actually worn already. This is from Rogue Lacquer, and this one is Peri-Twinkle Lights. Again, with something periwinkle. This one is actually a magnetic, so let's go ahead and look at it in the bottle, magnetized. It deepens the base up a little bit, and then you are left with more of a silvered out look in the magnetic line. Now, what was really neat about this one is you don't really see it in the bottle, but on the nail there was definitely a holographic component in here. So in this one you have sort of a dusty cornflower periwinkle-y base. It isn't quite as periwinkle as I wish that it was, but it is going for that winter icy look, so it does lean more towards the blue side. And then you have a load of these metallic flakies, adding a beautiful icy sheen to the nail. This is it magnetized in 2 coats. I don't think the holo is going to show up in my lighting here. It was one of those things that would just show up in certain lighting, but it was definitely there. You would get this beautiful rainbow across the nails. So there it is in 2 coats. Again, another icy look for winter. So that one was Rogue Lacquer, Peri-Twinkle Lights. Next up is one from OPI. This one's actually fairly new to my collection. This one is called OPI Heart DTLA, and this one is a beautiful cream from OPI. This one is sort of a purple leaning gray blue. It is really gorgeous, and the formula on this was beautiful in 2 coats. As you can see, it's got a lot of different tonalities in it. You have that gray, of course, but you also have a lot of blue. I feel like the blue is really playing up on camera, but in person, you do have that pinch of purple in it as well. So that one was OPI's OPI Heart DTLA. Next up is another from Bee's Knees Lacquer. This one is called The Crone, and this is another one that is absolutely gorgeous. I will just do a brief side-by-side comparison of it in the bottle to An Act of Love, because they do have a similar formulation that has a load of those holographic flakies and then a shimmer. They are different though. The Crone has even more purple in it and a different type of shimmer. So as you can see in An Act of Love, you have a very intense, brighter shimmer, whereas in the Crone, you have a more tone on tone with a blue and purple. But the shimmer in here is beautiful as well. You get a very strong flash, at least in person. I feel like because it is tone on tone, my camera's having a hard time picking up the shimmer. But it is beautiful, and again, you have a load of rainbows coming off in those holographic flakies. Here it is in 3 coats. There, I think you can get a better view of that shimmer in this one. And again, those flakies on the nail, just chef's kiss, absolutely beautiful. And another perfectly icy shade, I thought, for winter. So that was Bee's Knees Lacquer, The Crone. Next up is one that I have already worn. This one is from Wildflower Lacquer, and it is I'm Basically 29. It is a jelly blue polish, absolutely loaded with this gorgeous iridescent shimmer. You have a ton of colors that shift beautifully depending on your lighting. You've got a bright pink across the face with some greens and golds, some purple in there as well, and there's definitely even more colors, again, just depending on your angle, your lighting, and how many coats you used. You can see this one in action in a couple of my haul videos. I think I was wearing this one in the haul for Emily Damali and for my Noodles nail polish. Here it is in 3 coats. Now when I wore this one, I did go ahead and leave it in just 2, and I was fine with the opacity on my nails. However, if you like it to be even more opaque, I would go with the 3 here, or you could wear it over a blurring base coat to give yourself a boost in opacity. But the shifts on this one is spectacular, absolutely gorgeous. So that was Wildflower Lacquers, I'm Basically 29. Next up is one from Bluebird Lacquer. This is called Indigo Go Dancer. And this is another beautiful polish that has those holographic flakies that I absolutely cannot get enough of. This time in a deeper shade of blue. Now this one also has some blue metallic flakies in it as well, which I don't think you can see as easily in the bottle, but you'll definitely see them on the swatch. Oh, she has changed her mind. She wants up here again. Now I think there's also a shimmer component in here, which I think you can see here at the edge of the bottle at certain angles. You can see a bit of pink pop up. So here's that Bluebird Lacquer in 2 coats. And again, I think on the nail you can see those blue speckles a bit more. Those are those blue metallic flakies. So this is another icy blue color that I thought would be perfect for winter. And that was Bluebird Lacquer's Indigo Go Dancer. Next up is one from Danglefoot Polish. This one is called The People's Prince. This one came out in Polish Pickup for Rewind in 2019. Now I don't remember when the original polish of this one came out, and as you can see, it's this beautifully squishy, almost cobalt blue base, and then it is jam-packed full of a shifting shimmer. Mainly I'm seeing that green that you're seeing on camera with some pink around the edges. Maybe a pinch of gold at certain angles. Here it is on the nail in 3 coats. Again, this is one that has a gorgeous glow in that shimmer. Absolutely beautiful color. Very icy for winter as well. So this was another one that was a bit on the squishy side. Longer nails might want to put this over a blurring base coat to give yourself a boost in opacity, or you might like it just as it is. It'll give that beautiful icy ethereal look on the nail. But that was Danglefoot Polish, The People's Prince. Next up is a beautiful flaky polish from Nailed It. This one is called Moonbeam. This is another one that came out in Polish Pickup, and this is a stunning polish, absolutely jam-packed full of those flakies. In the bottle, this does look like a deeper shade of blue, but once it's swatched, it's actually just a little bit darker than some of the previous ones that we've looked at. You do get a beautiful layering of those iridescent flakies. I mean, look at all the colors that you're seeing. Pinks, orange, a deeper fuchsia, golds, and more. Here it is in 3 coats. Look at all those flakies, absolutely gorgeous. So as you can see on the nail, I don't feel like it's as deep of a color as it's coming across in the bottle, which for this tone of blue I think is perfect for winter. So that one was Nailed It's Moonbeam. Next up is another one from Bee's Knees Lacquer. This one is called Loyal Unto Death, and this one is another Lion sibling. This one has that beautiful warm glow to it that is quite intense, even more so in person. This one has a beautiful shade of blue as the base, of course those lion sibling holographic flakies, and then that intense glow. I'm seeing mainly a strong red to orange to green with some gold. Very shifty. Here it is in 3 coats. Look at that glow. Absolutely gorgeous. I cannot get enough of these. That is another one that I thought would be just beautiful for winter. So that one was Bee's Knees Lacquers, Loyal Unto Death. And then the last blue that we're going to look at in today's video is from Loopyfrog. This one is called Mercury's Tears. Now this is a brand that has rebranded to Mooncat, so their new branding looks like this. You have the Mooncat logo and a completely different bottle. But this one I got before they did the rebrand, and this is another beautiful cobalt blue leaning jelly base, absolutely loaded with shimmer. And I just noticed as I was doing the filming for this that it is pretty close to the People's Prince by Danglefoot, at least in color. So let's go ahead and take a look at them side by side. The one from Loopyfrog is a bit of a deeper tone, and the shimmer is different. You have more of that green in Danglefoot and more of a pink in the Loopyfrog. So here's that one in 3 coats. This one again had more of a squishy base, so you did need 3 coats to reach mostly opaque. I think longer nails might need a 4th, or just put this over a blurring base coat if you are worried about opacity. But look at this one. The shifts in that shimmer are just beautiful. So that last one for this portion of my winter rack is Loopyfrog, Mercury's Tears. And that's where we'll end it for this portion of my winter rack. I think I forgot to mention it at the beginning, but this is part of a collaboration, so make sure to check the link down below for the list of all of the other participants and their videos. They've already shared quite a lot of really beautiful winter polishes for the season as well. If you are new to my channel, make sure to hit the little subscribe button down below. That way you don't miss out on any of my new videos. As always, thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed, and I will see you in that next one.